Hi, this is Kamera. My first few minutes with God, day 75, Deuteronomy chapter 14 through 16. Moses tells Israel to never cut themselves or shave their head for the dead. Then he tells them, don't eat certain types of animals. For instance, he distinguishes between what is ceremonially clean to eat and what is unclean or detestable to eat. For instance, you can eat a deer, but you cannot eat a camel, that type of thing. So he goes through what is allowed, even with the birds and the insects, what is allowable and what is not. And then he tells them any animal that dies a natural death, do not eat that animal. Then he goes over tithing, how they have to bring their tithing to the place of worship. And then he talks about the Levites don't neglect God's ministers, don't neglect the Levites. He says at the end of every seventh year, this part is pretty cool. At the end of every seventh year, all debt must be wiped clean, must be canceled. So if there's any loans out there, they need to be canceled. And he basically telling the Israelites how to treat one another. And he says, there shouldn't be any poor Israelites among you. Isn't that something? And he said that they should they will receive blessings when they are obedient. They'll be the lender and not the borrower. But if there is an Israelite who is poor, don't be mean-hearted to that Israelite. Don't be tight-fisted. Be generous to your fellow Israelite. And he says, if there's one who decides they want to sell themselves to you as a slave, then the seventh year, they are to be set free. And when they leave, don't let them leave broke. Give generously to them a farewell gift. That God is something else. He is so fair. He's so just. He's so loving. He's so kind. And he said, he also tells them how to set aside their firstborn flock to the Lord. Do not consume any blood of any animals. He also talks about, tells the children of Israel again to celebrate each year, celebrate the Passover in honor of the Lord. And then he goes through what they should do during the Passover and how they should do it, when they should do it, how they should commemorate this celebration of the Passover. Moses also instructs them how to honor God as well with the festival of harvest, and for the celebration of shelters, the festival of shelters. And he says certain things about each one of them. For instance, the a festival of harvest, when it should be done, and there should be a voluntary offering. The festival of shelters should be 7 days to honor the Lord. But he says each man every year must celebrate those festivals. Festival of the unleavened bread, the festival of harvest, the festival of shelters. And all men must appear before God with a gift for him. And then he tells the children of Israel that they need to appoint honorable judges and officials to judge the people, to govern the people. And he says to them, he tells them what type of person to look for. No one who takes a bribe. They must be just. They must be honest. And he also talks about when you are in your lands, don't set up any Asherah poles or any altars to worship God. Those things God detests. And there you have it, guys. That's day number 75, Deuteronomy chapter 14 through 16. You have a God-filled, blessed day.